Hi folks, welcome back to another Upholstery on Broadway video. Today I'm in front of the Cyrus Dallin House in downtown Arlington, Massachusetts. And again, I'm excited to show you another application for the wonderful world of upholstery. Today I'm going to show you how to do an outside arm on a sofa, the traditional way, mixed with a little modern method, and I think you're going to enjoy it. Stay tuned. Let's go right into it. I have an outside arm I want to show you. Okay, so we're going to start with the 5/32 welt cord, which I have my fabric wrapped around. That's pretty standard in the industry. Okay, I'm going to come around to the back onto the piping. With the piping, I mean. We're going to staple that. And I'm going to pull the top to the front. Now, I want to fill along the edge here. I want the welt just slightly above the edge. The welt, my staple will be at the edge. So you have to get a feel for this. It's easy to take the piping and put it along the wood edge, but try to raise it up a little bit. You get more detail that way, okay? Be surprised what a little detail like that will do. So around the corner, I'm going to form my corner. This is very important. Form the corner first. Make sure you like it, and then take a staple underneath there. And then go back and staple the corner. I have a nice transition there. Then I'm going to pull it taut all the way down. Watch this. I'm going to staple down below. And then I'm going to follow the line, the wood, the welt slightly over this way, over the edge. And I have my piping all set. So the next thing I'm going to do is my fabric. People say, why don't you put the padding on first? The fabric has to go on first with the cardboard tack tape, which I'll show you in a minute, and then the padding. Actually, even before that, we're going to put what we call a ply grip down this front, and I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, now I have previously cut out my job, and like in other videos you've seen, I always mark my cover. It says outside arm, and that's the top. And everything gets marked. And that's why it's kind of nice now to know, I'm sure that that's the top of the fabric. The worst thing is not knowing what the top is. Okay, so I'm going to put the top of the fabric. You see my outside arm. And I'm going to have about an inch. I'm going to give myself about an inch down here. And I'm going to be stapling along here. I'm going to pull it taut this way. And I'm going to go between about every 8 inches. Okay, just to show you what I've done there. See, there we go. Okay, I'm going to flip it back up. And I'm going to put my cardboard tack tape. This is essential. This is what gives you a nice straight line, okay? So I'm going to start off the corner about 1/2 inch. I'm not going to go all the way to the corner. And I'm going to start stapling. I'm going to pull this taut. And I'm going to staple right there. Okay, then I'm going to go back and I'm going to feel for the top where the welt is. I'm at the seam, my seam, with this cardboard tack tape. I've got it butted up. I did a good job. I'm stapling about every 2 inches maybe. I'm going to bring it down. Look how nice and straight that is. That's what we're looking for. And just to test it, before I go to the next step, I'm just going to give it a pull down here to make sure that all those staples, well, I see a spot that didn't. I'm going to lift it up. I missed a spot there. Get those staples. Always good to check at least once. See, I'm going along the bottom here and I'm pulling. There we go. That looks really good. I like that. Beautiful fabric. Okay, I'm going to trim my cardboard tack tape here. We'll lift this back up. Okay, now we have a choice over here. We can hand stitch this, or we can use a piece of ply grip, which is a manufacturer's. It kind of speeds us up as upholsterers. Perfectly acceptable. There are some good ones and bad ones of these strips. Let me show you. It's a neat little thing that it takes the place of hand stitching. Just speeds us up just a little bit. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I am going to trim off the top a little bit. I don't want that rough metal edge, okay? So that gets kind of soft in that edge. And I'm going to bring that right up to the top. And I'm going to staple. You have to be a pretty good shot with your staple gun, folks. You can go in this hole. This is designed for tacks, 6-ounce tacks specifically. And so what I usually do is I like to get it all set up there first with probably, I'm skipping about every 6 inches down to make sure, maybe 3 or 4 inches, and just to make sure I got this on here. Then I go back and fill in my staple. You have to be a good shot because you have to go through that hole onto the ply grip. I didn't miss one, so that's good. Okay, then I go back, I close this up halfway. Okay, I close the ply grip up halfway, as even as I can to one another. I want a nice straight even. You can't close it all up because you got to get your fabric in there, you'll see. So I put that down. Now I'm happy with the way this looks. I've got to go back to my hand. You have to be real careful with this stuff. This will cut you. You go back, and this one here I could just push down a little bit, and now I got a nice. It's nice and smooth. Okay. Now I'm ready for my padding. Okay. This is having a skirt, so you don't have to bring your padding all the way down. I happen to know where my skirt's going to be on this, so I'm going to take my padding. I'm going to staple that on here. Try to get it nice and even. I'm going to trim this right about here. It's got to be coming in there. And you're going to trim even to the back here, even with the wood on the back. And then up here you need to clean it up a little bit so you get a nice transition. You don't want bulk up here when you pull your cover over. I'm happy with that. I'm going to pull my cover over, and then I'm going to staple along the bottom edge. And I'm going to put one in the middle, then I'm going to come to one end and give it a stretch to the front of the sofa, and go back, lightly stretch. You don't want to over tighten this, folks. So I'm going to give it a stretch to the back, and then I'm going to come from the middle and work like so. And now on the back, I'm going to continue my pleat to the back and staple. Then I'm going to take the back and I'm going to stretch down, staple, and then in between I'm just going to try not to, pull the fabric with just 2 fingers. Instead, use your whole hand. You get a much more even look that way, and hardly any pull marks. I like this fabric. It does what I want it to do. Some fabric fights you much more, and you'll find that. I'm making this look easy in part because I've been doing it for so long, but also because it's a nice fabric to work. That's why it's important to work a good fabric. I keep telling people you have to spend a little money for a good fabric. This is a good fabric. So it's on average it's about $70 or $80. A good fabric meaning it has some cotton in it, it has great pliability, it has a great double rub count up to 100,000 and so on. Now the last step on this is going to be closing up the front. So this is what we're going to do. I'll pull my chair over like this. I have my scissors. I need to get my regulator. A regulator or a large needle is essential in this application now. So what I'm going to do is you have to be very careful when you trim. This has to be trimmed. You can't tuck this much fabric into the ply grip. So you really have to get an idea of a feel for this. So what you want to do is you want to extend it over here about 1/2 inch. That's what you want, 1/2 inch. Okay, I cut the top first, and then being a right-handed person, I find it easier working up like this, cutting. Very careful cutting. So I'm going to cut this, trim this about 1/2 inch. Now I'm ready to start using my regulator. I'm going to go right up to the top And I'm going to tuck this in. And what happens is those little prongs in there catch hold of the fabric and in a really even, consistent way. And I'll show you. I need to get my mallet. I'm not ready for my mallet yet, but I have the top done. I'm going to come all the way to the bottom, and I'm going to pull it down a little bit, and I'm going to start on the bottom, tucking it into the ply grip. So I had it nice and tight in between. Look at how nice, you know, if you've got that ply grip set up nice, look at how that just kind of slides in there. Isn't that wonderful? It's like magic. Bring it down, and I'm going to mallet it closed because I like it. Don't be afraid to give this a firm hit. Sometimes it helps hold it on the back side so you don't damage the arm. But look at that. Done. Last thing I have to do is put a staple in here, and I'm done on an outside arm. I'm going to do that while we wait. Here we go. And the last thing I do is I check to make sure I didn't miss any staples that are coming out through the fabric. It's the last thing you want is your customer to feel that. And sometimes I even go a little extra, and I give a little tap all over the arm just to make sure we got a nice even arm. And there you have it, an outside arm. Hey, I'm going to show you on YouTube how to repair cat damaged chick